Maybe this video finds you when you're feeling energetically drained. Maybe it finds you when you're angry or sad. Maybe it finds you while you're searching for answers. However this video finds you, it found you at the perfect time and the perfect place for you to receive this message. You might notice that this message feels familiar, and that's because it is. You might be hearing this message for the first time from my voice through this video, but these words, this wisdom, and this knowledge comes from deep, deep within your soul. Nature reminds us that we are always in a state of wholeness. We are always complete. We always have the ability to feel safe and secure, even if it doesn't seem like it in the moment. Sometimes our human nature pulls us out of the nature of the universe, telling us that we are behind, that we need to catch up. Maybe it tells us that there's so many things to do, that there are people that are doing so much better than we are, and we need to compete with them. Maybe your mind has been holding on to this story that it created, telling you that you are not enough, and trying to prove this story true in every single thing that you do. Maybe your mind keeps you rushing or thinking about the next thing to do when all you need is some rest, some peace, and tranquility within. The human nature of the mind is a force within itself, and in order to surf the waves of the mind, we must practice becoming a surfer every single day with every thought, every energy that arises within us. Maybe you've been reading books for quite some time, listening to podcasts, trying to gather intelligence and information to soothe your mind and unravel the complex stories that it's constantly telling itself. Our human nature is so complex and so challenging to deeply and completely understand. But as soon as we surround our complexities of our human nature with the natural world, it seemingly all becomes so simple. That's because ultimately you are nature, and there's nothing wrong with you the same way that there's nothing wrong when it's sunny or when it's stormy. When we feel our inner storms begin to rise, our thoughts go to a speed that we can't catch up with, this is a good time to embrace Mother Earth and our nature outside of us. To remember that we are animals navigating our own human instincts, our desires, and our thoughts. And there is nothing that can exist within us that is wrong or not enough. Nature is beautiful in both its phases of growth and decay. There is no phase of the moon that is incomplete, not whole, or not enough. When we surround ourselves with nature, we can remember deep in our souls that we are just like the moon, that there is no part of us that is unworthy of the sun's rays, of being illuminated with light and filled with fresh oxygen. Nature reminds us that everything we go through is just a season of this giant chapter that we call life, which is just a small chapter of this huge thing that we're in, the universe itself. Nature reminds us that our problems can be so big and also so small. And in all of these reminders, we can find ourselves. We can find our comfort. We can find our groundedness, our remembering of who we truly are. The nature that surrounds us and the consciousness that lies within us is not something that we have to understand or control. It's something that we're meant to experience however we experience it. At this time, more and more people are connecting with nature around them and therefore connecting with the nature within them, igniting their inner fire, their purpose, their deepest desires that they have for their life, that they have locked so far away. When we immerse ourselves in the elements of earth, water, wind, and fire, we can remember our inner power, that there is no part of us that is too much or not enough. We can begin a sacred dance with all parts of ourselves, bringing confidence and connection to even our deepest fears and deepest insecurities, as our ancestors have done for thousands and thousands of years before us. And as we connect with these ancient rituals of just walking amongst nature, we connect with our own ancient and ancestral wisdom. Wisdom that has maybe been lost from our lineage, lost from our mind, because we fill our mind with so many worldly things. When we immerse ourselves in nature, we can hear the stories from the trees and the stones of all the beautiful ceremonies they've seen and experiences they've witnessed. The more we connect with this wisdom, the more we ultimately connect with ourself. Our eternal self, the self that has your highest potential deep in your heart, the self that always has an open and expanding curiosity for life, the self that is in touch with all parts of you, allowing you to show up as the most creative and empowered and grounded version of yourself. Nature gives us energy not only because of the negative ions that flow into our body and the fresh oxygen that's able to cycle out any old stories, limiting beliefs, or energy that is just ready to go. Nature is also so healing and so expansive for us because it serves as a reminder for who we truly are. We can find ourselves in the birds, in the rocks, in the stones, in the trees. We can rebirth every day with the sun as it rises to illuminate the newness, the change, the power, and the potential that lies amongst us. This is your sign to connect with your inner nature, however it feels right for you, maybe through breath, through movement, through laughter, creativity, art, dance, feeling the wind hitting your face and the sun kissing your cheeks. When we give ourselves these gifts, we give ourselves the gift to be our authentic self, to feel connected to who we really are, and to show up as our best self in this world. Your higher self thanks you for connecting with this video. If you'd like to connect more deeply with your higher self, please check out the description box below and join my expansive email community.